record on the computer. We're just recording. We're not live yet.
We're recording now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're recording, but we are not live. So everybody, I'm about to go live though, so we can kind of wait for people. Any questions, concerns?
You gotta hurry up. Come here. Hurry up.
Who's that?
One of my children.
Oh, I was like the child.
Hello there.
Hey, in your room, in bed. It's an hour late.
Oh, let me close my. Hi, little baby.
Wow,
what you doing?
Wow. Madly.
Oh, because I'm on the Facebook Live, so I can't see.
Wow.
I'm seeing the preview from Facebook, and it's like a little bit delayed, so that's why.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we can.
Hello,
Okay,
Jill Badu. How are you?
I'm gonna go live right.
Y'all think I look cute? Wanna see under the scarf?
What you got going on under the scarf?
We're about to go live, so if you're doing it, you better
Let's
go
find
do it.
Some block braids.
Some see?
Ain't
How
nothing wrong with a
fitting.
little bit of slave braids. Ain't nothing
Right.
wrong.
How fitting. We are going live right now. Ooh, I might get a little boyfriend on here tonight. So.
Come on, you got the white wavy popping.
Hello.
Down here. This one over here got the twist, the Nubian twist. I'm really mad at this glow. I can't even talk to you right now.
Get
Jill.
into this glow, honey.
I
Get
can't
into this
even.
glow. I wonder why she's glowing.
So heavy.
Oh, you know how
So
like
heavy.
when you do your makeup and then you do this
Right.
finishing spray.
Is that what it is?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it's all
what it is. Finishing.
it's all
spray.
finishing spray and like.
Yeah, that's
you
what we're
know.
calling it now. Finishing spray.
Finishing.
Okay.
I mean, it's an 80-degree day, so I look
Is it?
Yeah.
a little dewy.
Do you?
Dewy. I like that word. That sounds way more appropriate.
Look at that.
Dewy.
I
Dewy.
look a little dewy. Okay, now which computer do I have to talk on? This one. All right.
Cannot.
All right. So as we wait for people to join us,
Okay,
how is
now-
everybody feeling today?
Good.
Great.
All right.
Everybody's feeling good?
Yeah.
How's
How
everybody's
about you,
week
Tanya?
been? Yes. Tanya, how's your week been?
It's productive.
I feel like I've had a pretty productive week as well. I think I have. I might say that I have.
Okay.
Mo,
All right.
how was your week?
I guess it was productive. I guess that
I
happened.
don't think you don't sound too convincing.
I'm not sure. I mean, I released the episode for season 2.
Yes, you
so
did.
I did. That was
Congratulations.
productive.
Welcome
Congratulations.
back to potting.
Back to potting. Not that I wasn't.
Hot wings?
I'm sorry.
Were we supposed to have hot wings on deck or?
Well,
Oh,
if you wanted to, I don't. I would like to have some hot wings. I actually had hot wings today.
wow.
I would like to have more.
Where'd you get them
Okay.
from?
Somebody Uber Eats her some hot wings.
It
please.
is Babylon in outside, boy. Wow. Sheesh.
Firecrackers.
Yeah, man. And tonight's going to be a bad night because this week they were kind of cool. They were kind of okay. And now because it's the weekend and they're like, oh, nobody got to go to work or school. I mean, nobody got to go to work or school anyways, but nobody got to go to work or
Shout out to the
school.
pandemic.
So we can do this, whatever we want to do, blah, blah, blah. Yatta da 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 da.
Okay.
Good luck with
Jill-
that tonight.
All right.
And Jill Badu, how was your week?
My week was good. It was really good. I can't.
Get in the camera for that one.
It was a good week.
This is just night and day from last week because last week you were really serving
whole
funeral
funeral.
fresh. And now you are
Dang.
just
I
like,
was funeral fresh last week. That's
the sun comes
It's a
out a
whole
little
new
bit and
spring,
now
honey.
you are completely naked. You're glowing. You got your hair did. Like, interesting.
I definitely spent the week regrouping and trying to recenter myself. And so I think it's paid off, right? Clearly it's paid off.
It seems
Clearly, it is paying off.
Yeah. So.
we are gonna we'll get into that later. Tonight's episode is sponsored by So Fresh Scents, So
Yes,
Fresh
yes,
Oils
yes.
and Scents.
Got so many of them.
Okay.
Popping
You
them out.
guys, you guys are a little ridiculous.
We might be.
Oh, let me go get the collection. Let me
Oh,
go
the
get the collection.
Get your stats.
I'm
Like,
gonna
we
start
might be a
off
little
with
ridiculous
just
with the
because I
self-fresh
know
scent.
y'all was gonna bring the body smell, so I just want to start off with these blunt sprays, or air fresheners for the more
Right.
PC type of folk.
Yes.
This is Fresh and Clean, and this is Wet Panties, and these legit are my actual favorite things to do when I am having a night of meditation.
Right, meditation.
So this is
Wow.
my
Okay,
collection.
so I will just put
And
of
then
So
Jill,
Fresh
let me put my
Scents.
sad collection down. Okay,
Right.
Jill. All
just
right.
put mine's crate down.
Put mine in the
Shout
corner.
out to our sponsors, So Fresh Scents. I currently have one of the oil fragrances in my diffuser right now.
Oh wow.
Come on.
It's called Snuggable, so the house kind of smells like
Ooh.
laundry. So yeah, I'm really excited about
I
that.
want one of those diffuser
You just
things.
look so excited, Jill.
If
You look
anybody
so
is
excited.
interested in smelling good and being happy all throughout the day and getting compliments literally all day about how good you smell, we
Facts.
fully advise you to go on
1000.
Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, it's So Fresh Scents, and on Facebook, it's So Fresh Oils and Scents. Right now, they are having a really great Father's Day sale where all the men's scents are 50% off. And they also have a Pride sale where you get a little Pride pack. I think it's like, is it 3 or 4?
Come on.
It's 10 for 30.
Damn. 10 for 30. I'm like 3 or 4. 10 for 30.
No, ma'am.
Oh, I'm
Shout
about
out
to
to
get.
Pride.
I like a sale, so that's how I support
Wow.
Black business by waiting for they have a sale.
I like a sale.
It's so true. Shout out to
Yes.
Scents.
So
Yes,
shout out to
so
them,
much.
and they are a sponsor for today. We'll get into them a little bit later today too.
Yes,
Today
yes.
on the show, we have a very, very special guest. We have a couture designer and Facebook. You do a lot on Facebook, and you just do a lot in general. Tanya Anderson, can you please just tell us a little bit of what you do or summarize it? Because it's a lot.
Are we talking about my profession or what I just do?
So everything in general. So you own a boutique, you design clothing, you are very vocal and an activist on Facebook, really going hard for the things that you hold dear to you. And I just want to get into a little bit of those so the people get to know you a little better, or at all. And then if they don't know, and then that way, this conversation can just flow because we already got the business side of things out of the way.
Okay. So I run this nonprofit it's a Main Streets nonprofit. And I am basically in charge with getting grants and economic development, technical support. So I help entrepreneurs either open a business or maintain them, essentially.
We should talk.
And in order,
Facts.
that's the the serious stuff, and the fun stuff is that I own a company called Noah's Advocate Productions. It's a theater production company, and essentially we infuse fashion and theater together.
And you do a big show called Blood Fusion.
Blood and Fashion.
Blood and
Wow.
Fashion.
That's what I was like, I don't think
is-
that's what it
That's
is.
not the name. That's not the
I
name.
always think about blood and fashion, but I thought that there was a name in between there as well. If you guys check out my nails, sorry.
They're lit. Oh, except for that
They
one.
are press-on, so I'm going to talk a lot with my hands today because
Okay,
they look really nice. But
So
keep going.
obnoxious.
Yeah, Blood and Fashion. And then I owned a boutique at one point, and I realized that I wasn't good with customer service.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not everybody's forte. That's
No,
so true.
it's not. I'm glad that you have
Yeah.
recognized that though.
I'm more of an antisocial person that loves people, but I don't like people very much. But I love.
Makes sense.
Yep. All right.
Makes sense.
I fully understand that.
Oh, great! Not alone.
No.
You're not. You're not.
Absolutely not.
Solid,
Definitely
I
not.
agree.
Definitely not on this show.
yeah, and then so what I did is I opened a store. I was like, oh, I need a niche. Let me teach myself how to sew.
Oh.
The niche was you buy this and then I could tailor it. But then it was like, oh wait, I got a lot of ideas.
Let me
Then
do
I
that
was like,
myself.
oh, but I don't know how to draw and I don't know how to use a machine, but I'll just go get one. And I read the instructions and I started YouTube University and
Yep.
graduated.
Yo, it's crazy. She makes it
Oh.
sound so simple, but like the
Right,
gems that
right.
she makes are insane, like absolutely insane. And I don't know if you guys seen pictures, like the African like half skirt that I wore recently to one of the formal events. She did that. Like that was one of her pieces. So like she talks about it like she just does little things, pieces, and puts together. But like
They're
those pieces
a
are
big deal. I was looking at
Hell
your
yeah.
tulle skirts and stuff like that, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait for my birthday to come back because I'm gonna wear one of those with a bra, and that's it. I'm gonna be prancing around in the
Yes.
streets.
Where
Okay.
you going?
I'm going. I'm just go. I might
It
just
doesn't
go
matter. It doesn't
just
matter.
outside on the porch and sit there.
Just on the porch.
It really
Sexy
doesn't
on the
matter.
porch.
I just want to wear one. I love anything that's a tutu or anything that's big and ridiculous. What's in my hair? And things as such. Wow, y'all are not gonna hate on this wet and wavy.
No.
Wavy
You're killing
You're
it. You're killing the
giving
game
life.
this
You're
week.
giving life with the wet and wavy.
Exactly.
Y'all gotta stop.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's amazing, and it's not we do often have a problem with people kind of diminishing the great work that they do on this show, and it's so important. It means a lot, and it's gorgeous art, and thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Let me get into the show notes.
She said, "Let me get to what I'm here for. I can't. Let me get it."
Let me get my glasses. Go ahead.
Let's get into the business.
I have to do the plug because then everybody on the production team is going to kill me because they
Okay.
Do it.
know I suck for this, so they know I'm not good at this. So I'm gonna say it. So this past year in March we were supposed to do Blood and Fashion, and I wrote a play, and I'm the director, producer, writer, which is crazy, but you know, Black women, we just multi-talented.
We just,
Just naturally.
Yeah.
And so, but my sister is a choreographer. My cousin does a lot of the staging. I have a friend of mine who's the artist who does all of the costume arrangements. I have stylist. Actually, I'm going to need one because our stylist kind of left us, and I don't really want to talk about that. But
let's talk about it.
not in a bad way. He's not available.
Okay.
She's not available, so I'm gonna look for a stylist to do 90s wear because the play takes place it's a fantasy musical, and it takes place in the projects in the 90s, and it's about a young girl who comes from Africa, and she's hustling because her mom is depressed, and there's a lot going on, and the story is that her dad raped her mom, and she came to life. And that she struggles in the projects, and eventually she starts like running her own like little escort business.
Nice. See?
And she learns karate to protect herself, blah, blah, blah. But then what happens is her uncle dies and comes back and is looking to save the family because her karma is completely tarnished. And now he's looking to save her. He's looking to get the little sister who's still savable to go into the spirit world. And these kids in the ghetto, in the hood, they get to cross over to the spirit realm to save her and convert her demon.
Wow.
Convert her demon.
The way your brain works is in.
And you make the play to reflect all of that, what you just said?
Yeah.
I would have cut off like the girl was born. And
the
then
girl was in the project,
and she came out, and that's it.
Like what?
No character development, nothing.
A whole cosmic
None
world,
of it
like,
at all.
All of this while hip hop, while musical.
Oh,
there is a musical piece to it, yes.
And you
dance
produce, direct, write. Let me put this finger down.
My sister choreographs.
Wow, that's impressive.
Some of the play, and Mo, you know this, is symphonic. Last 2-3 years, I've done Dracula, and Dracula Untamed was all symphonic. So it was like a silent play where you had to read prompts, like a black and white movie.
Yeah.
And so we did that with all Black artists at the Strand Theater. We were about 900
production
there. So yeah, it's a great turnout, and I'm very grateful for the Black community. People come out. It's a very diverse community of supporters. And we do the fashion thing by designing the costumes and showing people, the arts.
I think that's so dope. It's so
very
much, that you put all into one production to show a little bit of everything that you do. And that's awesome. I wish I can get my shit down to one thing or like one big production and then be out and then wait till the next time. Doesn't quite work like that. Speaking of having an all Black cast, right now it's a really great time to be a Black person. In a way, it's kind of different.
Weird time, but they say it's a weird time, but it's lit. Like that's how I feel about Black. Like it's weird, but it's lit. Like at the same time,
especially like
kind
if
of dangerous.
Or any type of creative or business or anything like that. Everything is focused on support Black business, support Black creative, support Black artists, support everything. So right now, if you are not pushing everything that you have going on, you are not taking. I don't want to say taking advantage. But okay, fine. You're not taking full advantage of all of the free publicity and advertisements. Like every other status post is about, put down your Black business and write this. And if my friend like it, she will get it.
Why do you have to put on the slave voice? I just
put on your clothes and tell us what you do so we can support you. Like
is it really that simple?
I'm not gonna front. I definitely sent a chain message like that. Like, put your business page and I did get some new followers from it. So I appreciated that chain message. I did. That's why I sent it to y'all, and none of y'all did it. None of y'all ain't right. None of y'all.
But Mo,
I'm calling y'all out.
She got receipts. She's been to the show. She's a model. She's participated. She supported my business. I didn't know her from a hole in the wall. People come in, people like Mo who truly believe in sisterhood and community, come into your store. I was just overwhelmed with joy and just, love from the community. Like people say, oh, Black people don't support each other. It's bullshit.
I feel like it's bullshit too. I have gotten a lot of support from Black people. Like a lot of support. Like we were able to raise all the money for Spark by Black people. Like legit Black people helped us raise over $22,000 in 1 month just from Black people. And I think that was so dope. So I can't stand by the Black people don't support each other. I do that. I think that we have been for a long time, and now it's just kind of amplified. So that's really dope.
Thank you, Mo.
Given the current climate, just kind of like a mental health check. How are you guys feeling about everything right now? Last week was pretty heavy. This week seems a little bit more leveled out.
Leveled out. Yeah, that's a good word to say. Like leveled out. I think my emotions have leveled out to a certain extent. I've not become complacent. I've not come to accept what's going on, but I'm just more in a doing, active, planning mode now. Like, so I'm not so wrapped up in the emotion of it all. It's just like, all right, so what should I be doing? What move should I be making to move change forward? That's where I'm at right now.
Right.
Damn about these stupid posts. I'm sorry. I just have to go off real quick about these stupid damn posts about all these companies that support the movement. Like, all right, we get it. Great. You love Black people all of a sudden.
Thank you for your statement.
I don't know why you didn't love us like 2
Except for the motherfuckers like Starbucks who are like,
Starbucks is real, but then was like, nah, we taking it back. Like, no, don't stand on your shit, man. Stand on it.
Right.
Starbucks like, don't wear that shit in here. Don't come here with your protests and your flyers. We're not with it. Wait, y'all gonna boycott? Wait,
they saw Black Twitter go off.
Wait, I'm sorry.
I gotta buy those, man.
Jill Badu, how you feeling this week?
This week I'm feeling better. I did something for me that was a little bit radical last week. I called in Black.
Come on, calling out Black.
I literally sent an email to my team midweek, and I was kind of like, I don't have it in me. I'm not okay. I'm not even going to pretend to be okay like I normally do. And so I'm going to catch y'all next week. I'm going to need to take these mental health days to get myself all the way together. And the response was really great. You know, like everybody
what they
on
gonna
my
say?
team reached out, like if there's any, I mean, again, like all the white people were very much like, if there's anything we can do, you know, feel free to reach out. And I'm like, what do you,
on my nerves.
what free tell are you going to do? But one of the things that kind of came out of it was a lot, because I work in the criminal justice and mental health space, they're having a lot more conversations around, you know, how policing happens, and then in turn how the courts are handling the cases that are coming into the courts. So, you know, my hope is, and I'm super optimistic, is that like at some point things will lean more towards kind of like a restorative justice model. And so it'll be less punitive for folks, and, you know, there'll be some actual real change happening in people's lives. And so I'm really, really excited about that. So, you know, I think all of the conversations about defunding the police, like I work very close with the police, with one of the police departments, and they're scared, y'all. Like they,
I know they are.
okay, so it's very interesting.
I'm over here messing my life up.
Exactly.
And Tanya, how about you? Mental health check?
I think it's always, I mean, I have like a delayed reaction to my emotions. So you can ask me next month and I'll tell you.
Got you. I have to process all of this. Wait
like, I know how I feel now. How about last month?
Too much. It's just too much.
Can I answer now? Yeah. You know, I'm old enough to know that I'm old enough to know what's bullshit and what's not. Like, I know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I see posts and I see stuff and I'm like, what? You know, but as you were pointing out, I'm very vocal about it.
Yeah.
You
go in. I'd be like, yes, honey, yes. Tell them.
Yeah. Well, you know, people see this and then they don't expect it, I guess. But when I open my mouth, it's you know, too much comes out, and then my husband's like, get off of Facebook. I'm just like,
get off of social media.
Get off of social media. But I'm good. I mean, I think the conversation I live with 7 children, six, sometimes 8 if my nephews come over. But right now there's 7 here. But
I can't.
I take care of six little people, or people, you know, and
oh no.
So yeah, I have to constantly tell them this and that. I have a structure, I have schedules, I have all the stuff to keep me sane, because it's, you know, pandemic hit and I was like, wait, I thought they were going back. Okay, well, I guess they can stay.
School? No, that I have one, and I'm like, oh hell no. Open a smaller school for him to go to just by himself. Y'all gotta do something to fix this, because this is not how it's supposed to work. I did not do this. I did not sign up to be no homeschooler. I did not sign up to be a mother to my child all 24 hours of the day.
Yo, I quit.
No, I just want to be honest. I did not sign up for this. I always knew that one day he would go to school.
Right.
And we would have some separation time.
Correct.
And now they were like, oh no, psych. You got to keep him, and you got to teach him, and you got to teach him personal. You got to teach him education. You got to teach him finances and blackness, all of that. And I'm like, nope, I didn't sign up for that. Jesus, we got to talk.
My ministry. This is
nope, it's not. I'm about to send him over there to Tanya's house.
Okay.
She got a schedule. I don't.
Got a small village.
Got a school already. She's got a school already.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks.
See, that's what they said. Smaller class
don't get
size.
me started,
Less than 10.
I feel like
I mean, real talk, if this was like 50 years ago, you would drop off your kid to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because it takes a village.
Thank
And
you.
I don't go out, so why not? As long as your kid is not crazy and listen.
Well, all right.
Well,
No.
about that.
Well, there we always that
Yes,
disclaimer.
everybody's eliminated.
Damn it. I was
that option.
I was so close. I was like, it still takes a village.
Right?
Don't be calling my beast crazy. He's not crazy.
Not with
Don't
your
call him
kid. Not with your kid.
No,
Speaking of you got into husband, and I'm gonna not go where you think I'm gonna go because I want to talk to Joe Badu.
Oh.
What is your
Expecting
problem?
that. I wasn't expecting
What
that.
is your problem?
let them know.
What exactly is the
I
problem?
just don't know what I just wanted to talk to you. How is online dating going? I'm gonna ask Mo next. I'm just
This was the most non-segued you have ever, this is not even appropriate. This is not.
I'm gonna ask everybody, but I know that Tanya is not online dating, and we've talked about it on the show many of times. So we're just going through the sequence of things to keep the show consistent. So I wanted to start with you.
You want a status update on my online dating?
Yeah.
So wait, Jill, you haven't met this person?
Oh, she's met him. Glowy.
What is the problem?
So how's it going?
Making me blush.
Oh, why are you blushing?
Why are you blushing, Jill? What's going on?
Because I feel like you totally put me on the spot.
I did not. I am
so
just
unnecessary.
If Mo doesn't feel like she's on this spot.
No.
See,
you didn't say, Tanya, forget your husband, Jill. You didn't do that to Mo, so of course Mo doesn't feel like she was put on the spot.
Fine.
Like what?
Tanya, forget your husband, Mo. How's online dating going?
Okay, thanks, Mo. Jill, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Jill, back to you.
It's going well. It's going really well. I have made a new friend. And we're getting to know each other, and I'm enjoying that process.
Have you met him?
Yes, I'm in the process of meeting him as we speak.
Oh,
wow.
He's
there.
What?
Hello.
What is he? Really?
Yeah.
Is he there?
I hate you.
Yo. Well.
Do you like him? Yeah.
Do I like him?
Wait, can we
Are
see?
we introducing him?
Nope. So there's a curse on this show.
Wow.
If you want your relationship to, not that I'm in a relationship, but I'm saying,
oh, you're not.
Okay.
If you want things to actually go to a positive place, you don't bring them on this show. It always ends literally. It's the H&H curse. Like, don't bring your mans on this show.
Wow.
Oh, so is he your
Thank
man?
you for the heads up. Good to know. I'm right. Did you hear that? Is that your man?
Don't bring your mans on this show. That sounds pretty confirmative.
Glowy.
It's there's nothing confirmative. I'm just saying it's just the trend.
She's just extra glowy. That's all.
And that why you look so
it's
nice.
the makeup. It's the makeup.
It's the makeup.
Makeup. Mo, since we've got the tea.
All right. We got a good amount of tea from Jill. I am actually trying out a new zip code on the online dating vibes.
Where you at now? I thought you was in New York.
I took it down to Louisiana.
To Louisiana?
Yeah. I'm going to New Orleans end of the month. Might as well see what's out there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So
we see what
end
you're
of the
doing
month, there. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out what's New Orleans hitting for. But that's really where I'm at. There's not really much happening. I'll just see what's there, I guess. That's where I am with online dating right now. It's scary, yo. Like, people are weird. People are weird. they act normal for like 3 days, and then the weird starts coming out, and I'll be like, all right, never mind. Like, delete, block, unmatch, all of the above. Like,
Don't contact me again.
And like, it was just so much. It's so much. So I'm just like, I'm gonna go to New Orleans and just catch New Orleans spirit. Like, it's so much.
Do you think that like people are like the dating pool is significantly better in other cities? Like, or
absolutely.
Yeah, 1000%, 1000%. I think when my zip code was here in Boston,
yeah,
there might have been like 3 people that I was like, oh, okay, I can have a conversation with you. And then the weird came out. And I was like, all right, block, delete, like, you're crazy. Got it.
Unmatch, unlove, unhinge.
Go into New York, off to New York.
Speaking of internet dating and or long distance dating, Tanya.
I have to say something to you before you do your little staging.
Right, legit staging.
What's up with the title though?
What's the title?
I saw the title next to my picture. I was like, wait, this is not just about that, is it?
Oh no, the caption. Oh no. We're gonna get into all of that, but
all types of stuff.
Oh yeah, but that's just what we're gonna push off of.
I was like, good title.
Just love on lockdown. And that's how all of y'all know by now that I'm a complete asshole.
Yes,
asshole.
Off the rip, yeah. I am. Yeah. But when I met you, you had a very interesting story about love when I was telling you about HENNY and Hot Wings. And it was just very intriguing. And we haven't had that conversation on here yet. So I'm going to let you kind of lead into it. And I already kind of, precursored it with Love on Lockdown. Tell us your story while I sip this Hennessy.
So like
oh, whatever.
I went to my husband and I attended high school together, and after a divorce, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was looking like when you become Muslim or when you revert back to, Islam, you look for ways to do a lot of like charity work or stuff like that. So I wanted to reconnect with people that I felt could use Islam in their life. And I ran into his brother, and his brother said, oh yeah, your ex, he's still there. And I said, oh, I think I'll pay a visit. And then he just trapped me. That's what happened.
You paid a visit where?
In prison.
Oh, bum bum bum.
I cannot.
So how long has he been there?
20 years.
Dang.
Yeah.
He's already done 20 years?
Time.
Is he getting out?
No, he was so there's a reason why I'm gonna say things a certain way just to protect his case.
Yeah.
We have to say things in a neutral way, not to close out options. So like we don't know how the criminal justice system is going to respond, and so we've decided that it's to the best interest to just put out the facts, put out the evidence, and let people decide for themselves.
Yeah.
But so he was convicted in 2000, and he was only 20. On a full ride scholarship to Northeastern, no priors, no arrests, no criminal activity, and was accused, and it was a white girl who was 17 who needed a plea bargain because she had a long list of things to go away for. Her dad was a PI and, maybe knew how to talk to her or connect her, and she said that my husband, who she had only seen once in her life, planned to lure her John into an abandoned building and rob him of $200 and something, and then said that my husband killed him.
Oh wow! Well, goddamn!
Wow.
And it was no, so this is an identity case. So where just a white woman who implicated 2 Black boys. So he has a co-defendant, which was his best friend. So the witnesses implicated 4 white kids. Those very 4 white kids, when they got questioned, implicated the 2 Black boys who then got convicted for life without parole.
There right now, and we started out the conversation with talking about the current climate, and we see over and over and over in history how this same story continues to be the narrative for a lot of Black men, starting from when they are very, very young, at the age of right around that 20-year-old age, that they get involved, or for some reason they are implicated in cases where it does not work out for them in the long run. And it's tiring. It is tiring to even think about. Like somebody's son, my son, could be 20, and then somebody says something and literally like fucks up his whole entire life. But you never know. So
I've known my husband since we were 15. So he's been in my life for 26 years. But we've been married for 9.
So how did that happen? So what?
I'm over here doing the mathematics, like. So
I'm like, this don't say.
So I've not consummated my marriage.
So you married while he was in prison?
Got it.
Like,
and you're not allowed the
TV
conjugals though?
No.
I thought once you get married, you're no. Oh.
There are 7 prisons in America that allow conjugal. It's very difficult, and they don't allow it for lifers.
Wow. Wow. That's
you were about to say you would think that would be.
Think they would be the first ones that would be allowed that. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're not. I don't want to talk like that about his situation, but for those who are doing life, like, you don't have a chance of coming out. Not in his situation. Not putting that on him, but you're not going to give him that pleasure. Like, he's a married man. He can't have that pleasure. My God.
So go ahead.
We know what the support, like emotional support and marriage stability, does to prisoners. It encourages them. It helps them with their mental health. It creates a more productive environment. And but I don't know. They said that when you read the fine print, it says that they don't want to be liable for a baby that the Commonwealth might have to pay for.
Wow.
Oh, so you can't take care of your own damn kid if you wanted to?
Right.
Oh, okay. No, because you're Black.
Most of us.
let's just keep it 100 because you're Black. There. They don't want you to be all like, oh, I got me a baby and I want the government to pay for it. I didn't ask the government to pay
welfare.
For it. Right. So tell what is that like as a wife married to someone who as a woman and as a wife, because I mean this show is heavily upon love, dating, and relationship and stuff like that. What's your relationship like with him?
It's amazing. I encounter a lot of people, married couples or not, that are miserable. And I have a very happy marriage. So to some extent, I think it's all about what you put into it, the dynamics of how you're dealing with your needs. I mean, when you know. And if you deny that, then you're cheating yourself, and you can live a lie. You can say, I want this relationship because of great sex, or you can say, I want this relationship because of money, or I want this relationship because I don't want to be alone. But when you know someone is for you 100%, for your growth and development, to evolve you must stand by the truth. I'll stand with him. I believe in him. And if this means that in the next life, then we'll reunite, then that's what that means. But for now, I'll fight, and I hope that.
Girl, you got me emotional over here. My heart felt it though. My heart felt it. You know, the lover in me felt that. The
See,
lover in me felt it.
It took me to a different place because here I am stirring the pot because a lot of Black men will be out here talking about Black women don't hold them down, or Black women don't love them, or Black women this, or Black women that, or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Like
and here we literally have people like Tanya who is literally holding someone down and in a very happy marriage. So when I hear things like that, I automatically get very upset and I will go head to head. I mean, I've gotten into a few fights with motherfuckers who are like, oh, Black women don't love Black men. Shut up. That's all Black women do. It's exactly. It's legit. All that Black women do is love Black men down to the very end of their last breath. And I think that it's crazy that because you might have made some random decisions in your life to give, you know, your time and attention to someone who didn't care about you, you're going to now put that in a general statement that Black women don't love Black men. When we see him right here, you love your Black man.
I love every bit of his Blackness.
Ooh, come on, Tanya.
There's so much to speak to that. I mean, it's just something, it's different. It's not to say that obviously before Islam, I've dated a white guy or whatever, because I'm open-minded or whatever. I mean, I haven't dated a girl yet. I wish
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at you. You cannot flirt with all the guests.
I can't help it. I can't help it, guys.
I think of things that, you know, because I'm very open, and I think of ways that, you know, so that my picture is complete, so that I understand what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to just talk because, oh, this is what I believe. It's like, no, what have I experienced and what do I know? And so I believe that I'm someone capable of loving anyone, but I just don't, with a Black man, right? Once you understand that, you know, you love their thick Black nose and their mouth, not their lips, their mouth. And you love their features, you love their
You better stop us, guy. She got us bleaching up in here. Stop it.
I'm thinking about a Black man and I'm like, ooh, it's so hot in here.
Making me blush. I'm turning red.
Marriage is tough as is outside.
Yeah.
Right? And but to have a husband, to have someone who is entirely dedicated. He's not with me because he doesn't have options. I don't know if you guys seen the pictures.
No. Let's see.
Well,
she said, like, he's so aggy.
You go on my page.
Show him pictures.
I'm gonna go on your page. And do he got a brother?
Yes.
Wow.
She literally talked about the brother. Stop
she
it.
just started off with the brother. She's wow. Okay.
What's your
Tell him to call me.
She's on one tonight. She is
firefighter,
the wet and wavy.
Single.
He's single and he's a firefighter. Ooh.
You have to put on, girl.
I had to put on my central air because it might sweat out my baby hairs. Okay, but honey, tell him to holler at me. Just tell him I want to talk to him about, you know, how he's doing.
As a Black man, how is he doing?
As a Black man, do he need me to hold him down? You know,
wow.
I am here for it. I'm just saying.
I bet you are. I bet you are.
Tanya,
do you and your husband engage in like phone sex during your calls?
Ooh.
Jill, you were reserving that.
I just want to know.
She gets straight to it.
My husband. What do you think?
Come on, that's
nasty because you know you can't have, you know.
Don't let the head wrap fool you. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't let that head wrap fool you.
Because now I want to know what let's role play.
So hey, wife. Marriage. What? Huh?
Oh, fine. I was about to roll. Hey, wife.
Wow.
What you wearing?
What's a typical session like for you guys? Like, you know, we want to hear all about it.
Within the sanctity of marriage, everything goes, right?
True.
Because that's your husband. And or your wife, and you trust each other, and you're there to comfort each other, and you're literally, in Islam it says that your mate is your other half. It's half of your religion. Your religion meaning your life, your way of life. So if I didn't share everything with him, like, it wouldn't be marriage. So
Keeping it with the sanctity of marriage, because you have needs, what, like those days where it's do you, obviously you have harder days than other days where maybe you just want to be held by your husband, or like you just want some time with him, some quality time where it's no holds barred, where you can just literally just like lay down on him or stuff like that. How do you get through those days?
After a certain like period, like after a certain time, it's been a long time, about 10 years now, so it's not as hard as the beginning. And in the beginning it was hard. I would cry, I would tell him, I'd be angry, I would go through different phases, and he is someone that understands, and he talks to me, and sometimes you're not going to get the answer. Sometimes you're just going to curse each other out, hang up, and pick up the next day. But are you willing to pick up the next day?
Yo, you better drop these
Talk
gems.
about it, okay? Because it'll be me out here
like fuck the next day. No. He's dead to me.
Let me make another profile.
That's
How did you make the decision 10 years ago to marry him? So, he's been in there for 20 years. And 10 years ago, you made a conscious effort to say, I know that you said, when you know the one, when you know that he's the one, but knowing that you may never get to actually see him be a free person. We're not going to speak to that because anything can happen, but knowing that maybe you would not be able to speak to him or to be with him, how did you make that decision to say I do to a man that, you don't have full access to physically?
It's a rare commodity to run into someone that is absolutely true, not just for you, but someone that a man that has convictions, a man that understands, a man whose intellect is not superior, but enough to challenge you always, enough for you to always feel like you're learning. And that's very rare. So when you find that, so I said to myself, not for my selfish reasons, like marry him because I'm in love right now and I'm infatuated, because let's talk about love and emotions, right? Like love is a physical emotion. And then there is the love for the sake of God. There's only one love, right? The love for the sake of God, the thing that makes you want someone to excel, the thing that you want someone to do better and to evolve and to be happy. And then there's the physical stuff, the missing, the passion, the lust, the desire, and all of that stuff. All of that's physical. That's physical, right? That's the stuff that we're like, I need. So not for my selfish reasons, but was I going to love him for the sake of God? Was I going to believe in him and say, I dedicate to you because you deserve it, because I feel you've been a gift to me and I want to be a gift to you.
Yo, I'm done for the day. All right, Tanya. I'm through with my sermon. I'm gonna go ahead and tap out. It was great talking to y'all.
What's the more questions?
Much realness. Too much
and,
realness for one episode.
And I want you to understand the perspective of 3 single women. Who are like, there ain't no man out there. Niggas is weird. I'm gonna block him. Me too. Like, I'm getting really emotional because I'm like, is there something that I need to like?
Do I have to do? I need to do better.
I gotta hold him down. I gotta hold the ones down. Like, I gotta be better. Like, what am I supposed to do? But keep on going. Preach the word because I'm here for it.
Preach the word because you were giving us a sermon today, honey. We was not ready.
Yeah.
Like, you have certain levels of men too, like in their development. most men probably are not going to grow up until like 45, 50.
Might be around 56.
Yeah, and then my husband with right? My husband with Arrested Development, he's probably 30. But then his rationale and his interest in finding truth won't allow him to be dishonest. And so when he's wrong, he'll say, I fucked up. Yeah. I'm wrong. I shouldn't have said that to you.
Look at accountability.
And so, right. So so for me, that's what it's about. It's not about where they are. You know, somebody acts goofy and something really gets on your nerve. You have to question yourself. What about that thing that is my pet peeve? You are usually guilty of the very thing that pisses you off.
All right. Hey, nice talking to y'all.
So you just out here you out here reading people tonight.
So what you're trying to say is it's me. I'm the problem.
I'm the problem.
I'm clearly the problem.
I am definitely the problem. I'm accepting it. It's okay.
I mean, I'm feeling hella petty right now because like the amount of like things that I have stopped talking to dudes for are legit like petty. Hella petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not about this dedication life, girl. Stop. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and I feel like for me, I feel like we talk a really good game in terms of I'm about that commitment life. You know, I want this, I want that, or whatever. But I recently realized that like my relationship work ethic is trash. Like no relationship work ethic. You know, I want to work hard. I want shit to be easy. And if things do get a little bit difficult, I'm kind of like,
I'm out.
I'm good,
deuces.
Right?
Nah.
Yeah, fallback game is way too strong. And so definitely like and I'm thinking like if I were, I mean, first of all, I think, you know, just hearing you talk about him, the caliber of man that he is, you know, like that's short of that caliber of dude. I'm not holding on.
I'm not really willing to do that. Let's just call it
I don't want to let him off the hook either, because in order to get to that place, you and him had to probably butt heads a couple of times to understand, like, yo, if you want me to be here for this, you've got to give me more than what you think you can do.
So is that correct? Gives, let's see. So like I decided to go to college late, and he edited every single paper.
Wow.
I opened a business. He ran all of my admin paperwork.
Oh wow. And this has been from jump, Tanya, like from jump. There was like no period of the craziness and none of that, just from jump.
Craziness was every single day.
Okay.
So like, I'm on the phone, he's editing my paper, and I'm listening, and I'm like, I didn't hear you, say that again. And he's like, oh, and then the phone, I'm like, oh, fucking phone, sorry. Like,
you can definitely swear here, we love it.
And then he'll call back, and he's like, be patient, be humble, I'm helping you. And I'm like, help me? Shut up. Like,
that independent black woman, I don't need the help.
Like, you're my husband. Like, excuse me, brother, you're supposed to pay my bills and take care of me. And I have rights, and I am special, and I'm a flower, and you're not here to pay bills and take care of me. So yeah, do the work. So he would get like, wow, you know what I mean? Well then, it's much, you know, and we'll get into a fight, and then he'll say, "You don't deserve it." Click. Yeah, we get real, we get raw, and then I'll say, and then the next day he'll call, and I'll say, "What do you want?" Or I'll ignore the call 10 times.
Because we have to do
that's
that.
Right. That's
the kind of petty I'm accustomed to. Okay.
Too.
All right.
See now you call me all day. I'm not answering the phone. I see you calling, believe me. And
but I can't do it.
The thing is, every time they call, you be like, yep, you better have called.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
Again, call 3 more times and maybe I'll answer, but you better keep calling.
I'm a sucker. I'm picking up on the second.
I might pick up tomorrow, and you better call tomorrow.
It gets to a point where you're like, well, you're just gonna like bypass all of that, and you just say, "What the heck took you so long?"
Yeah. I do
So,
it all the time.
yeah, no, it gets pretty bad. And then the thing is that the the beauty of it all is that he'll say, I'll say, we're fighting. Why? What do you mean? He'll say I love you before I hang up. And I'm like, but we're fighting.
I don't like you.
It's not time to say that.
That doesn't mean I don't love you. Nah, that don't mean I don't love you, fam.
No, right. But he taught me. He said, what the heck does that have to do with reality?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
And then he'll say,
I'm about to cry. I give up.
He'll say I love you. And I'll say, I'm not saying shit.
Why you gotta be that person, Tanya? Why you gotta be that person?
But you know it's that struggle because you're like, it's like, I don't even like you. We're not finished this argument. Me saying I love you is me, like it's almost like me
giving in. I gave in.
And no, I'm gonna stand strong because no, you fucked up. But I
started realizing I wasn't doing it to keep him on the phone.
Oh.
Keep him on to argue some
more. So that
more.
he can kind of beg and you feel all cute inside like you beg.
I know.
We better expose our toxic ways.
I know he has to go. I know he has to get somebody else give the phone to somebody else. And then he'll say, you want me to debo the phone? You want me to be a bad person? I'll do
it. Oh, he's about that life.
Yes, I do.
Oh. I like that. I like that a lot.
No, we like him a little bad. So
we do, just a little bad, man.
So I'd say, no, you're messing up your karma. Like, no, you can't do that. And I'll say, ask nicely. He'll say, that's not how it works in here.
There's no manners in there. None.
He's like, so this happened, and the next day he called me. He said, you got motherfuckers, little niggas calling me, talking about, excuse me, can I have the phone next? They know better.
And they said, now I got to turn into a thug.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. They're communicating. And he's like, no.
This is not the space for that.
I don't want them talking to me. We're not in here to be friends.
You're not supposed to approach me like that. I have status to upkeep.
Did you guys ever hear the story of how I got dumped by a guy in prison?
How do you do that?
Oh, snap.
Oh, Prison Bay.
Yeah, Prison Bay.
How this one's got to top.
Let's hear your story.
I can't wait.
Jill story time.
Jill story time.
Jill story time. Tell us about Prison Bay.
So once upon a time, I was channeling my inner Tanya, and I thought I was gonna hold a nigga.
I hate you.
I was legit there for it. So I will preface the story by saying, it was literally the best dick I'd ever had in my entire life. And so, I gotta
go get my rolling stuff for this. Keep talking.
So when he got locked up, it was devastating. It was earth shattering because my world was being rocked. He was toxic as fuck, but again, that dick though, right? So I was totally committed to staying on board. And we were doing the mail, sending letters. It was back and forth. It was beautiful. And I kept saying that I was definitely here for the long haul because I believed in his innocence, and I wanted to hold him down because that's what you do for the Black men that we love.
Say that Black women don't.
Why your whole face every time? Her whole face.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do.
Facts.
So
supposed to hold
we
do hold them down.
Exactly.
Facts.
Okay.
Shit.
So we were supposed to stay in touch because he got transferred from one facility to another facility in a different state, and then I didn't hear from him when he got transferred. So at this point, I'm in with the whole family. I called up moms and I was like, hey, so what's up with my mans? And she was kind of like, oh, he's good. And I was kind of like,
he's good.
He's good?
What you mean he's good?
So he's alive. I mean, is he asking about me?
He ain't dead?
Does he look?
What's going on? And so she was just like, oh my gosh, that's him calling right now. I'll let him know that you called. And so I was like sitting there just like patiently, just kind of waiting. And then I called back and I was like, okay, so what did he say? And she was like, he said hi back. And I was like,
oh, that wasn't even a soft curve. That was a very hard
He
curve.
said, what up, though?
Like, what up? I'm just in jail. What up, though? Like, what?
I'm all right. What you want?
Damn, Joe.
yeah. So that's how I got dumped by a guy in prison.
Shit.
What
Well,
made you decide to want to hold him down or to do a bid with him, I guess, how they call it.
Well,
how the young kids call it.
Because he even though it was unclear like how long he would be incarcerated for, he had already like served some time. He was out on parole, and then there was an alleged parole violation, and so he was put back in jail. And so, you know, he was kind of like, well, my parole is supposed to end, you know, in like 6 months. And so I was like, you know, I could wait 6 months for this dick. Like,
oh, it was good.
and so,
not for the love,
good.
but for
the dick. I get it. Listen, I get
dick,
it.
I'm not even gonna lie. So, so that was really at the root of me deciding to you know, wait the 6 months, because it didn't seem like it was going to be a forever thing. And so I was down for the cause, but he was very much of the thought process that, like, you know, when he did his first bid, he had he was in a relationship, and so she waited for him. And so he was very much like, I don't want to put another Black woman through that. Like, I cannot.
I appreciate that.
But she wasn't a good Black woman.
Well, that's besides the point. But she waited for him when he, you know, when
barely
he did time. And so he was like, put you through
I'm sorry,
that.
continue. Go ahead.
And I wanted to be put through that because I was like,
I wanted to be put through it.
But wait, I will be here when you get out, okay?
I'm a wait, baby. I'm a wait.
Just give me that dick again. And
well,
it's not just about that.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. I'm sorry you got curved, Joe. But I have to always be the devil's advocate, I guess. I always got to be that person because, you know, we're giving a shout out to all these beautiful men that are in jail and incarcerated that are trying to hold you down and be all good to you while they're in jail. Mine is different. It's very different. I actually have a crazy person from jail that is stalking my life who is not a good person. Like, he has 1,000,001 hoes, but clearly I'm the one for this month. You know what I mean? Like, so not every guy in jail is that hopeless romantic, waiting for that magic love and somebody to hold him down. A lot of these niggas is hoes and looking for somebody to pass their time too. Not saying that about your husband. And Jill, I'm not even gonna say that about your man, even though he's kind of
sketchy.
He's a little sketchy on that one. But I would never say that about your husband, Tanya. But I will say that about these crazy niggas on my phone calling collect, and I don't do that shit. You understand me?
I don't
I'm not
like
a ride
you
or die
like
for that type. I'm not a ride or die for that type. No, ma'am. No, sir.
So, there's different things that play out, like the call and collect. My husband has his own money, and he takes care of himself. I've sent him,
right.
And so, I mean, obviously, I'll pay for the lawyers, but that's like I have to.
That's your husband. That's different. That's a different situation.
But I mean, it may not be, right? I mean, he's a lifer, so you have to weigh. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not oblivious. I look at things and I go, okay, well, there's this man who's doing life, and I've known him all my life, but what does that mean? And what if he comes home and all of these, you know, whatever, and could he leave, or could he see something else? That's on him. That's not on me.
Yeah.
I'm okay with my Lord. If he decides that something is better, he's cheating himself. And yeah, I mean, people are human. People are going to mess up.
I get that.
So I've offered to him. I've said, because we are fighting at this point, and I'm gonna look. I'm saying no. We're fighting for the case.
Oh, I was like, you guys are in a fight. I understand.
Right, we're fighting to get to court. We're fighting to get our time in court for justice.
Okay.
And I, God willing, he comes home. But I've offered it to him. I've said, I'll be your friend because I believe in you and I'll bring you home. You need to go to therapy. You need to establish yourself. You need a career. You need to buy a house, and then you need to date me. And then you can marry me again.
That's that's unconditional love. And I think there's not a lot of people who are capable of giving that or even understanding what unconditional love is. So that's dope. Like, that's definitely dope. Like, I'm willing to put myself aside to make sure that you develop as a human being and as an individual. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. I'm struggling giving it.
See, like, that's
It's not so much putting yourself aside, though. It's there's a great reward to my position. Like, I'll
get it for somebody who's worth it. 1,000%.
Not at all. I mean, I've seen in my personal experience in my life what God does when you do the right thing. So I will be rewarded no matter what. I'll be okay. If he decides that he wants to do something, go that way, then that's on him. I mean, I know that God will bring me what is for me. So I'm not afraid of losing him, because if I lose him, then God's going to replace him with something better.
Come on, Faith.
How did you, would you say that religion played a big part in you feeling that way, or did you have to internalize that type of mentality? Because a lot of times I have the problem where I always feel like I've got to stick in this one, because if I don't, then I'm not, it's over after this. I'm going to be bitter. I'm going to hate everybody. So if I don't do with this one, I'm done. And I always end up kind of diminishing my feelings, maybe, because I don't want to rock the boat, because I don't want to have to start over after putting in so much time. How do you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm good whether this lasts or whether it doesn't last, because I know at the end of the day I'm a good person, and somebody else is gonna be there. I just feel like, this is the last chance I got. I gotta stick to this one. Hate this motherfucker, but he's my baby.
Maybe 5 years ago, I was like, so if he betrays me, I'll kill him.
Real.
Yeah.
And then maybe about 3 years ago, I came to the point, like the realization, you can't control, you can't worry about what you can't control.
Yeah.
And
facts.
People are going to do what people are going to do. And if I'm going to live my life in insecurity, that's a miserable life. Like, I could never just be accepting of myself and allow anyone to love me, because I'm constantly questioning, why me, or does he want something else, or is something else better? I honestly feel like I am what I am, and if that's good for him, then that will come together. If he's good for me, that will come together. That's the faith part. But the part that got me to where I'm like realizing, I think it's more of my mental health. Like, like, I don't want to be constantly
stressed the hell out.
I don't want to be like that. And then, and then he's proven himself so far, but he has to prove himself out here to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a totally different life now.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask you just now? Damn it. But anyways, that question just took it over anyways. So you guys have talked about, you said it before, what you guys would be like after. Are you ever worried, and I remember the last question, are you ever worried that when he comes out, the dynamics of what you have now won't be the same, because now he is a free man and he, like, he's free. Like, this is different for him. Like, I've been locked down for 20 years. I'm finally out. I do have a wife. But are you ever, and I know how you stand, but like, are you ever just kind of, cautious of how he may be when he gets out? And I want to talk in the affirmative.
So, on a physical level, my husband is like Morris Chestnut, but more attractive.
Ow. You better talk about your king like that.
And you say he got a brother, right?
Yeah.
Ow.
Like,
that's my baby. Sorry.
He's like 5'11", 210 pounds. And he's very health conscious, and he's a vegan, and he's he prays, he's God fearing, he meditates, he runs.
I don't mean to cut you off, but so dope when I watch you talk about him. Like your whole entire being lights up when you talk about him. Like it's crazy. That's why we all get stuck. Like
at the same time, this is why you don't tell your friends about your man, because I'm like, I love him. I just love him.
Okay.
What's his
All right.
What's his address?
I'm gonna write it. Okay, you want a little juice? And this is where my petty came out. One time with a girl. A lot of
beat her ass.
A lot of people, but we need her. We need her support for court.
We love her. Come through, baby girl.
Let's not forget.
A lot of people want to be counseled by my husband, you know, and they want to be friends, and they've been supportive. And so this one person said, I'm angry with you. She finally was honest with me while she was being such a lie, you know, like while she was not being her best self. And she was like, I'm angry with you. That was my friend. And now I have to go through you. I said, you don't have to go through me. That's him. But now I can't, he doesn't call anymore, but maybe he got busy, but he wants to talk to you.
You good.
But
I've been like, bitch, you don't need to talk to him.
Don't be calling me Elaine the fuck. No,
I don't want polygamy because there's no war going on and I can take care of myself. I don't think we need to save a woman. So we don't have to do polygamy in 2020, do we? So anyway, I though said, but this is an option for him as a Muslim man. So why don't you go ask him?
That's what the girl said to you?
That's what I said to her.
Oh, wow. God bless you.
So then they called and cursed me out. But the point
is, why you send her to my? Why you make her call?
Why?
Why you send her my way?
That's your problem.
Because I have to be the sweet one. I can't be bitter with her.
Yeah.
She's my sister, so I have to show her grace. I have to say, go ask him for yourself, and I have to let her go through that.
Because
so, how hard did he shut her down?
He said, no, not hard. He just said, that's my wife. And if you love me, you will visit when she's here. She's a part of me. And no, I'm not interested in polygamy, but thank you.
Even though you're not interested in polygamy, but it is okay. It's okay, right? Yeah. How do you feel about that? Like, I mean, you're not interested in, but if he decided, yes, I would like to take her on as a second wife or a situation like that, how would you deal with that?
So in Islam, you have a contract. So a marriage is literally a contract. And you stipulate your stuff, and he does too. And in your contract, you can say, I literally, as my dowry, I wanted 2 chickens and a Quran. That's what I asked for.
Specifically like 2 chickens. Why the 2 chickens?
I grew up with chickens. I like chickens.
And Quran, the Quran, like Quran. Forgive me if I sound horrendously ignorant right now. I'm trying to understand. Is that the Quran? I sound like the
Quran was more symbolic, right?
Yeah.
And so I stipulated that polygamy wasn't for me.
Oh.
Okay.
If he literally marries another woman, our marriage could be annulled.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So
that's kind of lit.
That's how it works in Islam. If you, for example, say you can't move out of Boston, I want to stay next to my mom the whole entirety of my life. The minute he moves, it's annulled, canceled.
That's a practical way of thinking about marriage.
I mean, it is because
there was a breach of contract. So.
Yeah, like legitimately. I think that I like that better than how, like modern traditional marriage is like, till death do us part. No, it says here in this contract that we did on Word that I don't want this to happen, and you did it. So we're annulled. It's not contract even a divorce. Annulled. We're legit annulled. This never happened.
The other thing about polygamy is that why is there polygamy in 2020? Like the polygamy came as a mercy to humanity, for women, because back then women were getting killed if they were alone and there's times of war. And if she was, for example, if a man was to give her charity, like men would go out, right, and get food or whatever to bring home. If he is seen going into her house, oh my God, she's an adulterer, we got to stone her to death. So in those times in the Middle East, they had dark hearts. They were very primitive.
Yes.
And so Islam came to this nation for a reason. They didn't just say, oh, they're special. No, for a reason. It was needed because the women were being buried alive. And so with polygamy, though, the man, even if she's 90 and she can't have sex, he can marry her and feed her and her kids for the sake of God, for charity. But people, of course, take their stuff, make it cultural, turn it around, flip it over.
Make it all about sex.
Make it all about sex. Oh, I have a high libido, so I need 2 wives. Really? Because it says that you have to follow the laws of the land. So it's illegal in America, so you can't do it.
Yeah.
So
See, I want a man to be like, oh, I got a wife, blah, blah, blah. But let me take on hot sauce and feed her and her kid, and they could just live where they are, and I'll just feed them. I don't understand how nobody has.
That.
I would love that. I would.
That.
You don't need. I won't make no noise. I won't say nothing. If you need me to watch y'all kids,
you
I
have
will.
rights, hot sauce.
I do.
You are a woman with rights. You can work now.
But what about somebody like myself who just wants, maybe I'm greedy, I just want a feminine and masculine energy in my life constantly. So like, I don't necessarily have to marry the both of you, but I do believe sometimes it takes a village. Like, and not just
that's not what that means, but
you're gonna let me rock with it. You're gonna let me rock.
So there's advice to that. If you are a woman who likes a man that you like femininity, then for you to look for a man that is soft.
That's not what I want, though.
You're like, no.
I want the softness of a woman.
No.
I want the softness of a woman
and
the
the gorilla
of the hardness of a man. Like that's literally what I want. I'm greedy.
You want what is that called?
She wants a gorilla.
Shut up with the gorilla.
5%, guys. Sorry, I have 5%. I have to get battery.
Okay.
I'm like, where are we going?
Where are we headed?
It's ridiculous in here.
Like a Blair Witch Project going on. Like,
the children are sleeping.
Yeah, no, it's a really nice house.
I like this.
It's a nice house.
Wait,
we lost
what happened to you?
Something happened.
Can't hear. Are you on mute? Did you mute yourself by accident? We lost audio. Damn it. In the meantime, while she tries to get it, say something. You might have to log off and then come back on. In the meantime, though, do any of you guys ever feel like you would be, I mean, Jill already has gone through it a little bit. Have you ever felt like you, like now, even now, would you be able to hold down someone in prison?
I mean, if there is a foundation and, you know, we are, you know, on this really great track and things are going really well, and then let's say something happens that leads to that man being incarcerated, yeah, that's a very different scenario. I can't say that without that kind of like, I'm not gonna start pen paling some dude in prison in the hopes of, you know, making him my bae. Like, no. But if there is an established foundation, I think anything is possible for the right person.
Are you back, Tanya?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Mo, how about you? Would you be able to hold down someone?
Yeah, I guess my definition of hold down might be different from everybody else's because, you know me, I don't know if I could be monogamous in that situation. And but I do believe I could be dedicated and committed to somebody, but not necessarily monogamous.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
But I can't sit and wait for you. I love you.
I think that I would be like along that same lines. I think that I would, you know, like I would be committed to you in a way that, you know, like we can, I will literally be there. Like whenever you need me, I will be there. But I don't know if I would be able to necessarily not be able to, like not to be able to just be monogamous as well. And who's in your house?
Who you talking to?
Mo.
Huh?
I know, all night.
Over there just, it's not your mama. Who's that?
It's not my mama. No, Show is over here doing his business.
Oh,
and I was
like,
shout out to the homie Show.
I was like, who's she talking to?
He's over here handling his business. So I said, what up, Show?
I'm sorry to call you out.
Called her all the way out.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm like, who's she?
No, all in my business, though.
Don't worry about it,
I was
Joe
in yours
Biden.
anyway, Jill, because we're going to get to yours.
We ain't getting to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we not?
I'm not glowing. You glowing, sis. You
glowing.
I keep telling y'all, it's the makeup.
It's not the makeup, sis.
It is.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a question that, it's, I'm going to ask it. I want. Is a part of being able to be with him and because he is in prison and he ain't got nowhere else to go?
What?
Like, is he like how do you, other than, like how would another woman be able to contact him? Because you said a lot of women like to counsel him. How do they get in contact with him if they don't know him like that? Like, what is that? Like, for me, I would be like, I'm not worried about you cheating on me or anything like that because you are, you're locked down right now and whatever. When you get out, that's a different story. But as of right now, you are still there. So how does that work? Like, how would another woman be able to contact him if they didn't know him prior?
Well, there's things that I can't say.
Okay.
But relationships are not impossible.
I like that. Yeah.
She's dropping the gems today.
Yeah, you are. That is a powerful statement. Like, where there's a will, there's a way. Pretty much. Yeah. So and then that includes everyone, visitors and non. And let me just say that I've been barred. I've been barred 4 times. Barred from going to visit him?
Tanya was getting busy.
Oh, no, not that.
No, I mean like busy, not in a sexy way. I mean busy in a different way.
He was acting up.
He was active.
No. Just bitter people that don't want to see me go there.
All right, I just got to lock my door. I'll be right back, y'all.
Haters are gonna hate.
There's interest. There's a lot of interest.
Wow.
How do they find? Well, you can't.
Just use your imagination in all directions.
Do they got internet?
I'm not talking about just people that go in there. I'm talking about everybody you can be around.
Yeah. Oh. My imagination is like, oh, okay. Yeah.
So you know people that are like, oh, you look cute today.
Yeah. Oh, you got a little bruise on your shoulder.
And you got that.
Yeah.
What I miss?
What I miss? Is
that your wife on the wall? She's cute.
Who?
And his I damn.
There's a lot of those, and then there's so he was very popular because he's very attractive, but mostly because he's very kind. He's very kind. Just one of those very attractive, but hood, but nerdy.
Oh,
but hard.
He sounds
perfect
like a
balance
dream.
/ scary. Perfect balance. Every woman's dream. Wifey's nightmare. I don't have time. No, ma'am. Don't be that charming. No, I'm kidding.
You gotta dumb it down.
Okay.
Boo.
Don't be that charming. I'm petty and insecure. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah.
I'm petty.
And then,
That's real.
He's
Settle
someone who studies, tantric and yoga and energy.
All spiritual and stuff. See,
I love me a tantric man. Touch me up. Touch me.
How many tantric men's have you had?
None, but I've read about it and I love them. They are my favorite. I never want to not be with the tantric man. Just touch me up. Feel me up. Feel me. You know, all of these things. Wow.
Literally defies
That is-
the point. Like, it's not supposed to be about touch.
She's so crazy.
See, that's where that's where I go to. See, I'm the
Immediately.
wrong type of woman because I'd be like, I want to fuck. Give me
That's
it.
how I know you've never been with no tantric man. Stop.
That's a shenanigan.
I never said I was. I just said I love me one.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Mm.
Whatever.
He still didn't pull up his picture. I wanted to show him off.
Is,
Mm.
You don't want that. You don't want to do that on the show.
No?
These women are crazy. You
Stop
understand?
Nothing
cursing
ever
our
like
show.
that.
Is it in your profile pictures or in your photos?
Listen, all these new emails start popping
on
up.
my timeline.
First of all, I'm going through the pictures of all your designs, and they're just so
So
pretty.
crazy, right?
Yeah, I wanna be able to like wear them all at the same time.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
dope.
All right.
Yeah. What is going on here? Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah. So, I mean, this has been very eye-opening.
Mhm. You got
legit.
me. You got me together, honey.
Yeah, because now I feel like I'm always looking for the excuse as to why, like Jill said earlier, like, you know, letting go of people for petty reasons and not necessarily giving them a chance to earn your love and your respect.
Facts.
And I kind of want to, but the scary part of that is
doing
that
it for the
how
wrong
do you
person.
know how do you know when you are doing it for the right reasons versus being a dumbass? You know, like, how do I know that I'm not, you know, just in it?
You're not Jill?
Yeah. How do I know, like, okay, this one is worth it? Is it a feeling? Is it a communication? Like, what is it that tells me this one is not like a fuck boy or something like that? He is actually someone that I should pay attention to. And maybe you don't know all of the words, but what would be your advice to that?
I think you go through your own self like introspection and understanding who you truly are. When you find someone that forces you to face your demons. So like, I thought I was like a sweet, nice person. You know, everyone wants to think that they're a decent person. And then you realize that you've been mimicking sweet behaviors, but you're not a very nice person.
You better breathe.
And so
talk about it.
So my husband is a writer, and he, you know, not only is he studying like law for his own sake or whatever, but that's what he does. He obsessively compares research and stuff like that. So he's able to look at situations and say, well, you know, this is what you're saying, and this is the reality, and you're not actually a nice person.
Let me just say what it is.
Let me just be honest. You're not really a nice person.
That's real though. That's real as hell.
He'll say things like, yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I love you, so it's so, you know, I'm already in. But he'll say to me, you really got to work on that. He's really interested in me evolving. But if I'm able to be honest enough and humble enough to look at it and to understand the level of love that he has for me, like no one has ever made me actually look inside to understand where, you know, my quirks are, where my faults are. And that's what marriage is. It's not necessarily you have this man, he's great in bed, he's attractive, like my husband, he's smart, he's sweet, he's romantic, he's everything. But he's petty as hell. He's a Virgo, he's controlling and free.
Ooh.
But okay, so that's his quirk, right? That's what he got to work on. But for you to be able to match with another soul, and for you to actually be able to work with each other and be honest enough and say, oh yeah, that's that trigger, that's that shit that I got to work on. I think that's what it's about. And so I would say, how do you really know? You know when it's consistent. You know when it perseveres. You know when the person doesn't give up on you.
Yeah.
That's how you know. And I don't mean like, you know, years and years of dedication. I mean like the work. No one wants to do the work.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I mean, the work is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I mean, even just coming out of a 11-year relationship, like the work is real. And I'll admit now I'm like, I don't want to work. Like I just want it to fall all into place easily, but that's not realistic. It's just not realistic.
The thing is, nobody comes in a relationship being totally honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone is scared that if I tell you that secret that I did something 20 years ago, you're going to reject me. Or if I tell you that I did it this way with this person, you're going to say that was flirtatious and fucked up and goodbye. But instead, like, to be able to be honest enough, like if you really want a relationship, be vulnerable and don't worry about the person's like issues. Their issue is their issue.
It's for them.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I always explain to kids, like if someone, like my sons, if someone comes to you and they're offensive, for example, they took shit and they wiped it on their face. That's offensive. It smells bad and you're like, oh, that's shit. It's offensive. I don't like it.
Shit.
But then if you allow it to come into your space of your reality, affect your reality, you literally smeared it off their face and put it on yours because now you're allowing it to affect you. And I think that most people come in thinking that, you know, you're the problem. The actual issue is that we're just emotional creatures, and we're not neutral, and we're not indifferent.
Look, we're all wrapped up in this thing.
I know, like,
where the problem is. we want to manipulate and control the situation, right? If you know the problem and you know who's at fault, then you can control it and perpetuate situations that we're constantly the hero. So like, oh, I had that messed up man, but now I got this other messed up man. Well, you're perpetuating chaotic situations on purpose because it makes you feel like a victim, and that way you have an excuse for someone not to love you. But if you're vulnerable and you just let it out.
Hot sauce is feeling some type of way.
I'm just saying, you're not gonna sit here and at me though.
At me though.
I mean, this is legit. Like I've heard this a lot, that I go after situations that I know won't necessarily work because I like to be able to hold the narrative that, you know, niggas ain't shit. I am the victim. I be trying, and
I be trying to be a good woman.
Yeah,
they don't want a good woman.
And it's legit that when maybe you should just step out when you see that you are literally like, this ain't for me.
This ain't it. This ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it. So, I mean, I think all of us have been in therapy at one point or another. And one of the things that I know for me, like I've had to come to the place where I accept that, like I have a few toxic traits. Like
facts, yo.
You do.
These are
wow.
Oh, sorry. That's
not what that was about.
So it's one thing when Kim says it, but
it's another thing.
When you say it, it hurts. But no, it's true. Like, are you guys at a place where you recognize your toxic traits and you know what they are?
I literally was just having this conversation yesterday. Literally sent a message like, so what would you say are my toxic traits? What would
if you had to name them.
Yeah, if you had to list them.
I know it's hard, but just give it to me.
I know I'm perfect. You know, I know you need some time to think about it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally took some time to respond, and I immediately went into toxic mode. Like, don't be leaving my message on red. And I was like, oh, did that just happen?
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Wow. I guess I just
Bring it back.
showcased one of my toxic traits.
Bum, bum, bum.
And I mean, I never got the answer, but I guess I got the answer for myself, at least one of them. You know,
Mhm.
I definitely have an impatient issue. Like, I definitely lack patience.
Like,
I
you
don't
want
Yeah.
what you want
when I want
when
it.
you want it.
It could be I'm the youngest. I wasn't a brat growing up, but I was used to getting things when I wanted it.
I mean,
Okay, chill, damn.
Sorry, it was like a fruit fly. My
hate
bad.
So like I don't like being told no. I've learned as an adult, you don't have to have a temper tantrum when you get told no. But on the inside, that little child has a temper tantrum. Sometimes I act on it, sometimes I don't. And these are things I'm recognizing are my toxic ass traits because I'm a whole adult. Like, I can't. There's gonna be times where I'm gonna be told no, and I can't have what I want when I want it,
It's
how I
just
want it.
very terrible to hear no. It's very
It's just-
terrible.
But it's just the
beneath me.
reality. It's beneath me to hear no. Okay. But I think that's after therapy. It just literally had to be me coming to terms with the reality of things, like recognizing, all right, no, you're being a little bratty. That's not
Mhm.
reality. Like, chill. But recognize them is the first step. I don't know how
Yeah.
to get to them, but I recognize them. I recognize them.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to catch yourself too, because like sometimes, especially when you're not in a relationship, I think that you sometimes think that like your shit doesn't stink. And so, I think a good partner is supposed to like hold a mirror up to you and show you who you are, right? And sometimes it hurts to hear that from them, that you are being a brat, or you're being hella toxic or whatever. And that's something that I think over time we all have to get better at catching ourselves, like, I'm going into toxic mode, let me dial that back real quick.
Yeah, I haven't mastered to
Do-
dial it back yet. I'll just be like, hey, I'm about to get toxic. I'm giving you like a heads up.
Hey,
Prepare
I'm about
yourself.
to lose
Like-
my shit.
here's my announcement. I recognize it. My problem is I don't know how to reel it back. I have to get it out and then be like, all right, I got it out. My bad. You know what I mean? But I'm working on reeling it. I'm working on it,
Tanya, what was it like when he was telling you, like, hey, you're not a nice person, I don't really like you when you like that? What did that feel like, having someone check you on your shit?
Like, how dare you?
Okay. I am perfect.
Right.
Fuck?
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, and I know that I'm far from perfect, so I don't have that conflict. I can resolve things on my own. Like, I'm too independent.
Your phone is going crazy. You didn't lose us. You're still technically here. Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I keep moving around. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, I got to a point where when he said it, I was just like cocky, like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Because when you survive a lot, you just don't want to hear it. You don't want people to tell you
who you are.
Because, you know what I mean? Like, you haven't been here.
Yeah.
I've been here.
You don't know my story.
Yeah, you don't know my story.
Mm-hmm.
So it was tough to be able to start admitting when I was wrong, but eventually I learned that was going to benefit me.
Yeah.
He means well. Like, eventually I learned to trust him. So what he said, I started saying, okay.
That's
a huge piece.
I think that's a huge piece. Yeah, I think that's a big piece, is that we don't necessarily trust the people that we're hearing these things from. Yeah. And it's hard to hear that from someone. You're like, I don't even know if I like you like that yet. Don't talk to me like that.
With you, like,
what are you talking about? You don't even know me like that. Shit. But when you get to the point where you actually trust someone and you value the things that they're saying, and they're saying it to you, it's kind of like, oh,
it's coming from a loving place, a place of enrichment, because we know growth hurts, and sometimes those words have to hurt in order for us to grow. So if it's coming from a loving source, I do agree with that. It's not easier to digest, but you'll receive it and not be so quick to reject it. Because I know if it's coming from some ain't shit somebody, like, fuck out of here. I'm the shit. You can't tell me nothing.
You don't know shit with your bitch ass.
You know what I mean? But if it's somebody I've, built a bond with and I trust, like you said, I'm gonna still tell them they ain't shit, but I'm gonna be like tomorrow, like, all right, you was right. You got that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real. I mean, the other thing too is like, you got to go through the daily stuff by yourself all the time. You're by yourself. Like sometimes I've literally like he's called me and I've left the mechanic and I'm crying and I'm like, I know if you were here, you would whip his
ass. Beat him down.
Like these sexist people, like, or just everyday life. It's not easy being alone and doing it all alone when you're married. If you're it's different when you're married. It's like having a man that just lays on the couch and doesn't do anything for you. Or a person that lays on the couch and just doesn't do anything for you. You're like, well, so, but then when they can't help it.
That's different.
That's different. Like, he is the person that researches for me and, sits and does homework with my kids on the phone and, and when we're doing family stuff, we make sure that we connect so that we're talking. Like when I pick up his son, we make it work in a way that it's non-traditional, but it's really hard. Like it's like making heaven out of hell.
Damn.
Show title, making heaven out of hell.
Let me write that down.
Look, my percentage is getting low too. Let me go get my charger. I'm struggling today, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Shit. Like people will be like, "Oh, how is it? Wow, you're so strong." And I'm like, I don't want to
be.
Yeah.
I don't want to be strong.
I don't see what they're saying. I just I know that I'm like, no, it's a horrible situation. Like friends have said to me, what are you like, glutton for pain? Stuff. And it's like, well, no, I'm cute and I'm not desperate. What is wrong? Don't you see what I look like? No, sir. Like I have choices. Like, what's wrong with you? But people look at you like that. Like, why are you desperate, or why are you feeling like you have to do that to yourself? And I'm like, why are you doing that to yourself? You with your, never mind.
I was waiting for it to like, get it, girl.
I was like,
I always come in on the juicy parts.
Well, no, because one time she said, I said, oh, you're going to a client's house. I'm not going to mention names. You're going to a client's house. You got your boobs showing, and it's, you got your they're boys. Your clients are mostly boys. Maybe you should cover. I think that the boss is right. It's not a good relationship. And I said you're showing your you're showing your stuff, and she's like, well, at least my mine gets suckled on. I was like,
out of that. Sorry. At least I slapped you.
I sucker punched you.
Sucker punch you.
And that's okay because Muslims, we're taught to be patient anyway. Like we know stuff's gonna go down. We already know stuff's gonna go down, so we're already ready. We're like, that's gonna happen, and people are gonna behave this way, and then you're just gonna be patient. But that day I was pretty petty. I was like, suckling on your saggy ass 40-year-old. Anyway,
this actually brings me to my last question, because we're pushing on the 2-hour mark. You're gorgeous. You're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
What's the temptation like for you on the outside? Because we know that, whatever. Are you ever like, golly gee, he won't even know, maybe, look at him, like, is there ever a temptation for you? Or I'm pretty sure you get hit on by men and stuff like that. Like, what is that like? Like, how do you be like, oh, my husband is not around?
When men hit on me, I find it offensive.
Do you?
I think that, first of all, I think that is a reflection of how much they respect themselves. I don't think that they're disrespecting me. I think that they see themselves as very low. And so they don't think they're worth something bigger. So their behavior sucks.
Is this men that know you're married or like okay, well that's different because they're like, oh, she probably just need a little loving. And those people actually suck.
Wedding band is an actual man's wedding band.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very obvious and it's in people's face and everyone knows I'm married. And my husband's name is actually literally on my wrist. So there's no hiding. I'm always like married woman, married woman, married woman.
Hey, I'm married.
Hi, I'm married.
Hello, my name is Tanya and I'm married.
I'm so glad that you diffuse or dilute my drama. Thank you. So I tend to be intense and people like, so dramatic. Yeah. Thank you. But when men do that, I find it really offensive because I'm like, oh, wow, you look really bad right now. That's bad.
Yeah. Better. Think higher of yourself.
Ooh, I bet that's a mind fuck.
Better. I already got me a man.
So on my end though, okay, it's a lot of beautiful men, right? And a beautiful women. I don't personally, I find it that I would be disgracing myself. And if I love myself, then, I mean, excuse me? I respect myself.
Yeah.
I need to respect myself.
I don't respect myself enough. I really don't. You've gotten us together. You know, I'm going to go repent.
In ways that, like, I clearly was not
really just do
like,
not respect
first
myself
of all, you know, from the top of the show, it was like, you know, a work ethic, you are lazy, you're not about this life.
You don't want to be in a relationship.
You hate yourself, okay? Like,
shit.
Damn, Tanya. Damn. Tell us
about to quit smoking weed.
Mo, maybe our next guest needs to be a therapist.
Shit.
No, I'm not.
No, I know you. No, I know. This is conviction. This is conviction.
No, yeah, this is just kind of like a reality check. And
yeah, you're just speaking your truth.
And I think it's so dope that everything that you have said tonight has literally been like it's been really like self-reflecting, like hold on.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, when you go to church and the sermon, it's like,
I'm about to come to the altar.
That I've been, you know what I'm saying, like out in these streets fucking around.
Yeah, I'm ready to give my life.
Legit,
like,
how this
time.
Yeah.
You literally
oh, shout out to the children.
You literally you literally have to like look at yourself and Is that one of them?
Yeah. He came in and was like, whoop.
Like a baby.
Yes.
So like for me, like I feel like, so when you become like in Islam, like women are taught that we're like above everything else, like, you know, and so it's the opposite of the media stuff, sensationalism. It's more about that women are so important and so valuable that we, you know, like would the queen touch any man? No.
Ooh. Oh.
It's more like that. And that's why you see Muslim women like really quiet and reserved and kind of bougie, because we really feel like that. We feel we're above a certain level, and God has already favored you, especially as a Black woman.
Yeah.
And so
the melanin speaks.
The Black woman, like you're so like, I look at you, Jill, and Mo, and you, and I look at you guys and I'm like, wow, look at these beautiful women. And you're like amazing. You're independent and you're strong and you're smart and you're beautiful and your skin is glowing and you're chocolate. It's just chill. It's just a lot for you to discredit.
Right.
A lot. And then when you give it to people for free,
For free. Come
Listen,
on,
you ain't
Jill.
even. Do you want to cry in a Lambo or
Here
like
we
it
go.
just
Here we
nothing?
go. Here we
No.
go.
Did he like you think about what goes into you preparing for sex? You have to perfume and hair and makeup and skincare and your bills and your home. Wait a minute, he didn't pay the rent, but he is sleeping in your bed.
Oh man, all right.
Girl.
No, because you're so much better. You are queens, and
Where's the altar call song? Cause I'm ready. I'm ready, yo.
See, now I ain't never gonna have sex. I'm be like, you don't
even deserve me.
You don't. You didn't even pay the rent.
The hell? You didn't even feed me today.
no, they have to. The woman is prized. The woman, they have to take care of you. They're men. They have muscles. They're built different. We can't act like we're the same. Yeah, we're the same in capabilities. We're the same in other levels, but we are different. And the reason why they are charged with such responsibilities because they are built differently. They can do more physical work. So go and work and pay the bills. And that, okay, fine, a different dynamic. You have a softer man and he's good with homeschooling and you go work and make the money.
However it works.
Either way, he has to put in work for you. You can't give it for free because, oh my goodness, like, and then women that share men cheating on them in that aspect ask me about polygamy. What are you talking about? You give it for free, but then when you're in polygamy, you're married and he's taking care of you, and you well aware.
Go ahead and log off now. I've had enough of this.
I love you and I love you and I want to be with both. So which one is better? I don't know. It's not for me, but it's better than being cheated on and not knowing, not having a choice.
Yeah.
I am educated. Like I have been schooled and I have been, added today. And I feel I think I have to go sit down and write in my journal a little bit tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of reflection that has to happen.
I so appreciated this conversation. I think that this is probably, since we started live, this is probably one of the most insightful and
vulnerable, I will say.
Yeah, vulnerable
1,000.
and just all around a good conversation about love, sex, and relationships and everything that comes with it. So from the bottom of our hearts, I think I can speak for all of us. We absolutely thank you so much for being here and just keeping it 100, like like keeping it 100%, because
I think I said that about 1,000 times this episode. Shit.
Yeah. It was a very what you said today was very powerful. And I know that a lot of people use those words in a very different way, but this was very powerful to single Black women, just kind of struggling with the everyday lives of being single and wanting to be in a relationship and wanting to be with someone and, really kind of humbling yourself.
Yeah.
Really humbling yourself.
Off our high horse tonight.
Exactly. To really kind of just put things in perspective and to just think a little bit deeper about what you are actually doing, saying, and requesting and wanting from a love.
Come on, you better bring it all together, friend. You better bring it all together.
Last words, we'll start with Tanya.
I think you guys are amazing. It was very hard. I didn't have a good relationship with my mom growing up. Now, of course, she's older and I've learned patience and compassion. And the story that I told you in the play, it's about my life. And so
that's why it's so vivid. Now it's all coming to me. Okay.
And my husband is in that story. So I look forward to you guys March 27th, Strand Theater.
Yeah.
So I am very humbled by this experience because I look at all three of you guys and I know that you guys are brilliant. Jill, I didn't know you, but I I remember at one time, Mo, and you and I spoke, and I remember telling Tia, like, and then she's so fast and she can figure it out, and she's just talking really fast, and I can't even like catch up. I know you're brilliant. And Hot Sauce, oh my gosh, I was so impressed when I met you. I was like, oh my God, this girl's sharp. And then to top it off, Jill, you blew me away today. And I'm looking at all three of you guys, and I'm like, wow, like 3 Black women that can just talk. You know, like, such a beautiful thing. Like, I just love it, and I appreciate it. And you guys are so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Tanya.
Come on, all this sister love, Black Queen love in the building.
Oh, we are
yes.
I'm about to make a phone call tonight. Like, hi, everybody, to hold you down.
Oh, wow.
Sorry,
I still gotta meditate.
Missed the whole point.
Some more.
Right.
You literally missed the whole point.
I was so close.
What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. I appreciated this week, and I look forward to Friday nights when I do get to link up with these girls and we do get to talk to people. And I think that you were a very powerful ending to my week that I needed. So I am just really happy. And I'm just kind of excited about, just kind of going through life a little bit different. I don't know if I would change, I don't know if I'm gonna change right now.
Just got a different outlook on things.
Just a different outlook and maybe think about things a little bit more. So, and that will be my final thought. Like, maybe we just all need to just kind of like remove ourselves from the situation and think about it holistically, and what the benefits would be to you, what the benefits would be to that person, and if it actually works for you. If it works for you, then fight for it. If it doesn't, then let that shit go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
No,
oh,
not
sorry.
Back here again.
Oh, sorry. Jill Badu.
Your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are, I really appreciated this conversation. It provided a level of accountability that I don't necessarily think that I realized that I needed. And so I think one of the things that I can recognize is one of my toxic traits is my inability to own my own royalty, right? So, when you accept the fact that you are a queen, you move differently, right? And so it's one thing to say it, but it's a completely other thing to live it.
Embrace it. Yeah.
So, I definitely know that I need to work on making sure that my words and my actions are aligned.
Come on.
And I just want to say, Jill, you are always gorgeous, but you are absolutely stunning tonight. Like,
giving it. Do you understand me? The moment she came on the screen,
I was like, hello.
This is a different Jill from last week, honey.
Thank you.
Don't get all cute. Don't get all cute.
Oh,
I was dead inside last week.
You were.
So you are alive now, friend.
And Mo, your final words, my love.
I mean, it wouldn't be a Henny and Hot Wings episode if I didn't end it on the silliest of notes. So my final thought is, I know you like to think your shit doesn't stink, but lean a little bit closer and see that your roses really smell like boo-boo. There we have it.
I just want you to see.
Boom.
Andre 3000.
Boom. And we out.
Drops mic. Again, everybody, thank you guys for tuning into Henny and Hot Wings. Make sure you follow us across all social. Oh, Tanya, where can we find you?
Oh, yeah. Drop your stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Tanya Anderson on Facebook. Tanya Anderson on Shakir, or Shakir Louise Couture on Instagram. Tanya F. Anderson at Gmail is my email. Or bloodandfashion.com is the website.
Yes.
We'll be there. May 27th. March 27th.
I need my gown.
Sit you front row. You guys gotta
Yes, please.
I need my gown. I need my gown.
I'm gonna be so cute too. I'm gonna be like, we got front row seats.
No, I want to be put to work. So whatever, I like working. So whatever you need. We'll help
Wow.
you out.
I just want to come and sit down.
Wait, pause. Wait,
Say
time
what
out.
I need. Hold on.
Really quick, time out. I just want to make sure we reiterate that. Jill said she likes to work.
Her.
She
Okay,
likes to work. I just like to look cute.
How would you guys like to host the stage?
Ooh, I like it.
That would be lit. Jill might not agree.
I will host behind the scenes.
Here we go.
On the stage, no gracias.
But Mo and
Just not my
if it's open, we can do that.
We'll be cute.
Yes.
Jill do the work behind the scenes because she's so for it. She
So,
is.
That's what we
the show is a dinner reception and a full runway fashion show.
Ooh.
Go in the theater and you watch the play, and then you come out to intermission, a little dance, dessert, coffee, and tea, and then you go back for the second scenes, and then it's over.
This is awesome. We'll talk more about this, absolutely.
I'm ready to pose.
For sure.
I gotta call you about your brother-in-law. I gotta call you about grants, and I gotta call you just about this. So we'll talk. Mo, where can we find you? Again, congratulations to the second season of Let's Get Naked.
I'm back, baby.
Yes. Where can we find the episodes and all your information?
So you can find them. I don't have a cheat sheet like Hot Sauce. So you can find it on all streaming platforms, or follow my social media, Let's Get Naked, LEZGETNAKED with an underscore. I'm on Twitter now. Let's Get Naked's on Twitter now. Oh, I think I'm grown. And then you can follow my personal pages, all Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Ms. Mofilla, MZMOPHILA. Oh my God, I feel like I'm rapping every time I do it. And
you are rapping.
I am rapping. I'm a whole rapper. You can catch me on Spark FM coming up very soon. With my homie DJ Live for Massive Vibes.
That's gonna be a dope. That's gonna be a dope show.
Oh my God, nuts, absolutely nuts. But yeah, just follow me all over the place. I'm doing everything and nothing at the same time. I don't know. Just
Jill Biden.
And you can, and you guys can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Jill_Badu. Mostly I'm just posting pictures of food that I cook, and that's about
bomb ass food, first of all.
Okay.
So there's that.
And as usual, follow myself, Miss Hot Sauce to you, on all platforms, all of the ones that you got. It's always there. And Henny and Hot Wings especially. Oh goodness, cheat sheet. Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. And you can just Google Henny and Hot Wings and it will pop right up. Make sure you're listening to Spark FM. It's Boston's urban radio station. We got all of the best DJs and personalities on there. And it is New England's pretty much urban radio station. So
somebody in the comments said, keep talking. What else y'all got to do?
Oh, wow. I mean, I got things to do.
I gotta make a phone call because
clearly I gotta go meditate and reflect on my life. Okay, that's what I need.
Okay.
To do.
Anyways, people, with that said, thank you again for joining us. We are officially out of here. Let me see if I can end this.
Here we go.
All right.
Every week.
Every week.